Hey, Casey, what's my name? How can I ever stop? I fell in love with the process. Racing to the millions, but this shit is not a contest. Watching PB game for free, but can't get lost in the concept. Fucking all these bitches, but I make them take a contraceptive. I'm the shit, bitch, Ig-schwetzel making hits. Top of the rib, trust me, boy, you was hot on my tip. I'm bringing a wave and I'm crushing these shits. I'm up in this bitch and I'm giving her kids. I'm in a container, but don't need a lid. You fucking with me, but don't wanna live. I put me a beat and just take me a trip. I'm keeping it funny, I know how it gets. You fucking with me, I ain't no side show, making plays like I'm born. I ain't sad, I ain't bored. Bitches might go bring it forward. I'm a warrior, cause I can see that life is getting gourier. Had a little bitch to tell me I was trying to more ya. Even when it's dark, I'm shower walking down the corridor. Females and their feelings, they get mad when I get bored of her. Steady asking why the fuck you ain't got hold of purpose. Broke the mold, made Ig-schwetzel out that cage. Life is like a picture, I'ma sit on top of the frame. On my soul, I can't never be contained. Go for gold, go for bro. Trust me, boy, we not the same. Keeping the flame, Ig-schwetzel and tame. You better think twice, face work my lane. I'm killing the beat, and I'm getting it made. I'm bringing the death and I'm bringing the change. Ig-schwetzel got rough, them streets and veins. I cannot speak on the thoughts of my brain. How you get back, cause I got no shame. Ig-schwetzel get bad, so I can push cocaine. So I'm gonna talk like a rap for days. I'm like my biz, like a new place. You get fucked once you get replaced. All you can see is the strength of my face. Not even a glimpse of a loss of the pain. Had to shoot first in my lane and waste. Ig-schwetzel would die before catching the case. Making my mark and it can't be erased. Yeah. Let me get my fucking phone paused. Everything is being slow right now because it's like 100 fucking degrees outside. So, with that being said, Zay Thuggin, yeah, Ig-schwetzel, what's good, man? What's good, man? So, but yeah, anyway, is everything 157,000 degrees outside? We in this bitch though. Everything's acting real slow and fucking sluggish. My phone started low key seeming like it was gonna overheat on me. Like the shit got fucking mad hot. Everything started slowing down, getting real sticky. And I was trying to figure what the fuck might have been going on and shit. Oh shit. You can't even hear me, can you? I just realized y'all probably couldn't even hear me. Hello? Hello? Make sure this shit working. Sorry, y'all. I had to see where this fucking police was going to. All right, it's saying the microphone on. Zay, let me know if you can hear me. If not, I'm gonna have to fucking pull up the stream on my damn phone, make sure that we good. I'm gonna have to pull this shit up on my phone. Okay. He said you can hear me. Bet he said you can hear me. But yeah, I had to fucking make sure where that police was going. You fucking never know out here. You never fucking know. But anyways, we out and about in public today. You know what I'm saying? We fucking switching things up a little bit. We usually do only live streams at the house and shit like that. So today I figure why not do this shit out in public. But let's get right into the main topic of the video. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I want to talk today about how stupid humanity is. And I know that's probably like not the right way to start out a video of this type of titling and shit like that. But fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We just going to keep it authentic. Basically, this whole video is about how stupid humanity is in general. So I'm going to break down some things based on some studying that I've done on my own time and shit like that. So today we talking about, let me make sure I got the fucking title right. I'm getting sweat dripping into my eyes and everything. Okay. Yeah, so today we talking about Luciferianism, Demonology, and Satanism, right? So
before we actually start to get into this, anybody who come into this channel and start to view this, and you a religious person or you Christian or some shit like that, don't take me just talking on certain talking points and topics as if I am a Satanist or as if I am a Luciferian of some sorts, or I'm into demonology in the aspect of the way that I'm about to break this shit down. It's not about that. It's not about that at all. And one thing that I want y'all to pay attention to, this is actually something that a older fella that I was around whenever I was locked up and shit had put me on to. Like there was this Christian dude who I had run-ins with, and he was reading, or I was reading the Luciferian Bible at the moment, right? And me and him were talking about it, like talking about different perspectives based on what we had read out the book and shit like that, right? So another dude who was a so-called Christian had came along and was asking him, like, man, you supposed to be a Christian. Why are you reading the Satanic Bible? Why are you reading the Luciferian Bible? Why are you, you know what I'm saying? Da 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 da. Like the other Christian dude couldn't really understand why this dude might be a Christian, but still he reading the Luciferian Bible, or still he reading the Satanist Bible. You get what I'm saying? So but his response to that was, how am I supposed to know how my enemy can attack me if I don't even know their tactics? Like something along those lines. Like it might not have been word for word exactly that, but it was something along the lines of like, if I don't know the ways of the enemy, how the fuck, you know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to protect myself sufficiently? How am I supposed to really be close to God, aka in the way that y'all religious people be doing it, it'd be the wrong type of way as far as getting close to God and shit like that. But still, like there's still some sauce and some wisdom to extract from that. Like how the fuck you expect yourself to actually be a godly individual if you don't know the characteristics of what make a person devilish and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you supposed to be moving godly if you don't even know what it means to be moving devilish, if you don't even know what it means to be moving what you want to call so-called sinful? And like I said, a lot of this shit be interpreted in the wrong type of ways anyways, and even if you can read it in the correct type of manner, it still gets misconstrued and played out in the wrong type of aspect. So that's we about to start breaking that shit down now too. So Christians, if you in here, don't make a big deal out of the name and title as far as Satanism, Luciferianism, and shit like that. Like, you low-key do got to study the tactics of the enemy. Therefore, you know what to be prepared for. You know how to sufficiently protect yourself and shit like that. And this go beyond religion. This go beyond politics. This is just some spiritual shit that you gonna know once you moving in those type of environments internally and shit like that. So it teach you how to enemy move. That way you know how to move accordingly when some shit like that is placed upon you by your experiences, external means, people, whatever the fuck you going through at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So don't disregard shit just because it fall under a certain branch and a certain category as far as what people has named and titled these things. Like, don't necessarily think that you just need to stray away from everything just because you a Christian and you think that your Bible tell you that you need to be afraid of this shit or you need to stray away from it in some type of way. Like, nah. Make sure that you study in all things. That way you have a more totality perspective over it, and you can actually view things in the correct type of manner. But anyways, even if you are viewing things in a more sufficient manner, 9 times out of 10 this shit get misconstrued in the wrong type of way. So what we're gonna get into today is actually break down the principles of what makes a Satanist and what makes a Luciferian. We're gonna break down the virtues and principles of what actually makes a Luciferian or a Satanist in the first place, and based on the paradigm of how they constructed it and how they were trying to fit the archetype of what people fall into. You get what I'm saying? You try to attract a certain type of crowd, and this lets you know too how they do this shit based on what type of crowd that they trying to attract at the moment. based on how their psyche operate and how it would more better be suited under this branch rather than this branch. Like you would, based on your psyche and how you interact with the environment and how you react and respond to things, you will fit more so better under this category of being called a Christian. You will more so fit better under this category of being called a Luciferian. You would be more so fit better under this category of being called atheist at the end of the day, or a person who is solely predicated towards like shit with scientific evidence or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're creating these things. They already have in mind what type of crowd they're trying to attract at the moment. So this shit just lets you know that based on how it's expressed and how the shit is designed in the first place. It lets you know what type of crowd these motherfuckers was trying to attract. And that's why they have so many different legs up on y'all, is because of the many different ways that they know how to attack everybody. When it comes to, they don't miss a step. You get what I'm saying? That's why there's so many different formulations of religion. That's why there's so many different spiritual systems. That's why there's so many, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. That's the reason why, because they already knew in their mind, they already knew how people was reacting and responding to certain shit. So they already knew how to get into a framework of constructing some shit that people are going to agree to because of the community and brotherhood aspect of it. Like I told you all, down here on Earth, in this third dimensional plane of existence that we live in right now, everything is correlated to brotherhood and community. So when they start attracting certain individuals based on the archetype of the personality that they're trying to attract at the moment, and they know that people are going to be attracted to certain things based on how their psyche is and based on how they react and respond to shit. So they already know what type of shit a person is going to be gravitated towards and what type of shit they're going to be attracted to anyways, right? So the people who is just attracted to that by default, just based on how their shit is constructed and based on how they react and respond to the environment. Now the people who are have a little bit more internal strength but ain't like true internal leaders like that and shit, the people who have a little bit more strength, who not going to just immediately jump onto it just because it might necessarily be something that they're attracted to at the moment or some shit. Now boom, that's the moment when the community and brotherhood part of it come into it. The people who was not joining it prematurely due to them maybe having a little bit more internal strength, or them being even a weaker individual who need the community and the brotherhood and need a lot of other people to be attracted to it, as far as them following the leader type of energy, and then they can just go and hop on that bandwagon now because it makes sense and is being accepted by a large group of individuals and shit like that. But that's what truly be going on. They know what they're doing when they construct these things. So they know how to attract the right type of people for the group and the environment that they're trying to construct at the moment. That's basically all y'all need to understand about that. Everything that's been created down here, religion, politics, whatever it may be, they have a specific group in mind and what type of people that they're trying to attract. And it worked every time. So you can't refute that. You can't act like that's not what's going on, because there's only a certain type of person who would be susceptible to some shit like Christianity. It's only a certain type of person who would be susceptible to some shit like being a Democrat or being a Republican or being a Satanist or being, you get what I'm saying? Like that's really how this shit be playing out. And y'all don't mind me. I know I'm like probably wiping my face and like rubbing myself a lot and shit like that, but it's fucking like scalding in this bitch right now. Like I'm literally getting sweat drops in my eyeballs and shit like that at the moment. But so yeah, y'all don't mind that shit. Just pay attention to the message. We, you know what I'm saying, we still out here doing our thing and shit like that. So let's get into the virtues and principles of what it actually means to be a Luciferian or to be a Satanist. Luciferian principles. Give me a second, y'all. I'm just looking this shit up real quick. Okay, so okay, this is where we need to be at. Share screen. We get into Luciferianism, right? And we looking at the principles of what it takes to be a Luciferian, right? Okay, so the first definition that's at the very top right here, like the basic definition as far as what Google give you immediately, it do have a little bit of wisdom to it, but at the same time, like that's not really truly necessarily what it's about. Because like I said to y'all, I've read the Luciferian Bible, I've read the Satanist Bible, I've read all that shit. So when you get into the perspective of actually reading some shit rather than just forming an opinion on something based upon what your religion has told you, or based upon what people in your environment has told you, or based upon you looking it up and finding this right here, this first part, you get what I'm saying? It says Luciferianism is not a defined religion, but rather a belief system that admires and venerates the characteristics and personality traits exhibited by Lucifer as represented in the literature and the various books of the Bible. Now, a typical person might read this and get lost in the terminology and the definitions. They don't necessarily know the etymology of what we're dealing with whenever we're utilizing these certain types of words. So yeah, pay attention. This is the most important thing whenever we getting into this shit. Pay attention to what even Google told you. The characteristics and personality traits exhibited by Lucifer. What do I be repeating to y'all all the time? The characteristics and traits on a personal level. And this goes beyond saying that you need to be exhibiting some characteristic and trait of a Jesus or of a Lucifer or of a devil or of a Satan or any type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It goes beyond that. It's just the characteristics and traits themselves. What makes a character, the virtues and principles that you stand on, the characteristics and traits that you exhibit, how you express yourself, the building blocks that actually develop to make something into what can actually be seen externally as a character by other individuals you interact with. You get what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about. But that's besides the point. Even a common person could maybe read that and get the gist of that based on what this is saying. But whenever it talks about Lucifer, that is where a lot of people are going to get the lines blurred and get a lot of things misconstrued whenever we're dealing with the Bible and religion and shit like that. Because a lot of people who are into religion at the moment will believe whenever you bring up the name Lucifer or you bring up the word devil or Satan or some shit like that, that it's talking about some type of evil, basically in some type of aspect, like a omnipresent type of being, in the same aspect of how God is, but in a more demonic formulation. You get what I'm saying? That's how a lot of people would look at it. But it's more so whenever you're thinking of Luciferian and Lucifer, it's more so correlated to the left-hand path, right? The light, information, knowledge, language. That's what we're really looking at whenever we're looking at these things. So it's like the characteristics and traits that build up the character of being an intelligent individual. You get what I'm saying? Somebody who has a high intellect, somebody who has a high logic and reasoning level. Somebody, it's shit like that. That's what we really be talking about. That's what they really be talking about too. But they have just trickle down system through multiple family lineages and bloodlines and utilizing certain different people and putting them in position as preachers and shit like that. Now they've got the entire society misconstrued to the point where they think, oh, we saying Lucifer, now this is some being outside of me, and this is some type of omnipresent type of being that can just come in and put evil into my life at any moment and can come and try to curse me if I'm not right with God, or if I'm not prayed up in the right type of aspect that day, or if I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But what really be going on is it was trying to explain to you what happened to you when you acted act out in certain characteristics and traits, and when you start to self-identify or just start to develop certain characters within yourself. It was trying to let you know what happened. So, for example, if you start to develop and get back into your Bible and actually read the characteristics and traits of what these people were exhibiting to get themselves into certain situations, right? So the Bible is basically trying to explain to you what is going to happen to you if you are constantly acting out in these certain types of characters, and what you're going to manifest based on how you interact with that character. And if you want to continue utilizing that character and continue expressing things in this certain type of manner, this is what's going to happen to you. So, like I said, you go look back at Job in the Bible, right? Whatever characteristic and trait that he was showing at the moment is what brought all the suffering and all the curses to him and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really be going on. And that's what the Bible is trying to explain to you. If you want to live a more prosperous type of life where miracles can happen for you and shit can pop up out of nowhere for you and shit like that, boom, start acting out in the characteristic and trait of what Jesus was and shit like that, being a unique individual and shit like that. So Satanism is also on people's psyche, and both coexist together. Yeah, and we're about to get even more in depth into this shit. All of this shit is characteristics and traits of the human psyche, and they give people these characteristics and traits and these characters through the allegory and parable of making it seem as if it's somebody outside of you, or this was a person who actually lived at a certain time in existence, or this is a demonic spirit, or this is an angelic spirit. Now, pay attention. Whenever we actually get into these things, right? Pay very close attention to what I'm about to say to y'all. When we start to actually get into these things and actually look at these things from a true perspective based on how people have no choice but to explain things in certain ways, right? So, for example, anytime a Christian person come to you and want to talk to you about an angel, right? They always have no choice but to express it as the angel of something, right? So, for example, even if they're talking about Lucifer, they'll say some shit like the angel of death or some shit like that. Or they talking about Archangel Michael. They always have to say the angel of warfare or the angel of, you get what I'm saying? Same thing on the other end when we start to get into Luciferianism and Satanism. They always have to say Beelzebub, the demon of this, or Baal, the demon of this. You get what I'm saying? That right there is more context clues that they trying to show you, like, bitch, this is a character within you. This is you at the end of the day. Like that's all that it is. It's more context clues so that you can sit back and point the finger at yourself rather than pointing the finger outside of you and being like, oh yeah, that's some demonic shit and that's some demon, that's this demon and this character, and let me put this name and title onto it and say that this is the demon of that and this and that and this. No, bitch, that's you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That it's you at the end of the day. All right, so it's in the collective subconscious. It's in the collective conscious, it's in the collective subconscious, and it's in the collective unconscious. It's in every level of life. It's not just one thing that play out through one facet of reality. It play out in all facets of reality. You know what I'm saying? That's what we dealing with. It play out through all facets of reality. Everything free. Fake Capricorn, you said you gonna go live yesterday. You didn't hold your word to it. Fake Cap. Nah, man. I posted a sorry, I wanted that fucking sound to get out of my ear before I carried on. But nah, I posted this live stream yesterday as far as it was gonna be scheduled for today. I you know what I'm saying? I posted it yesterday to let y'all know that I was gonna be live today. type shit. But I just posted it as like a, a notification to let people know that I'm gonna be going live soon. Stay tuned type shit. Said I was just kidding, bro. Do your thing. Yeah. That's what I thought, motherfucker. No, I'm just playing with you, bro. I ain't really like that. Oh, it said yesterday date. I thought it may have. But my intention was just to put it up and let people know that I was gonna be going live soon. I didn't necessarily have a specific time frame in mind or anything like that. I was just letting people know that I was gonna be live. I guess if you don't adjust the settings, it probably do just say the date that you posted it on it or some shit. But goddamn, I tell y'all, it's getting hot in here. But we got a long way to go. We still got a lot more shit to get into. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so meaning the sacrifice dynamics. He was like, okay, sacrifice me. Doesn't matter, I still live. Something about the sacrifice equation. To me, sacrificing is more so of a self-inflicted thing. Now, don't get me wrong. There is people out here who do be into these certain things, who do be doing shit like real life blood sacrifices, human sacrifices, and blood rituals with certain different animals and certain different, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. I don't necessarily agree with that shit, but to me, sacrificing is more of a self-inflicted thing. So like, I'm gonna allow myself to be sacrificed to this relationship, or I'm gonna allow myself to be sacrificed to this job. It's basically like character assassination. You know what I'm saying? That's what sacrifice is. That's what sin is. Any of those slithery S type of words, it's all under the same branch. That's why it's self-inflicted, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that might not even make sense to a lot of people, but that's just how I'm viewing it at this current shift in this current moment in time. You know what I'm saying? Based on the S, that's just how I'm viewing it at this current moment in time, as far as sacrifices and shit like that go. Even when we go to the crucifixion and shit like that, even when we get into that, that's just a concept of self-sacrificing, thinking that you need to be the hero, thinking that you need to save somebody, thinking that you need to be somebody's savior, thinking that you need to be somebody's messiah, thinking that you're more of a leader than you actually are, some type of shit like that. Like that's the type of shit that it sparked forth in me based on viewing that and based on how you constructed whatever that question was that you had asked based on that. But anyways, let's get a little bit deeper now. Let's get a little bit deeper now. Oh fuck, hold on. I gotta bring back what we was just on. View the tab in YouTube Studio. Let my motherfucking people see this shit too. So if you look down at and Jesus got the authorization of his blood, and he is immortal in the astral, meaning the sacrifice dynamics. He was like, okay, sacrifice. Right? Yeah, I see what you're saying now. I had missed that top part, but I see what you're saying now in a certain type of aspect. Like, yeah, like a motherfucker couldn't care about dying because they know they're gonna live forever anyway, type of shit. And they know that whatever they doing, they crystallize that in that moment. They know they own the intellectual property over that. They froze that in time. They crystallized that. They put it into like fucking they put it into like one of them crypto chambers or whatever that shit is called. Whenever you like freeze a motherfucker for 1,000 years and they come back out and they still the same type of motherfucker. That's what I think that's more so what you was talking about. Like that motherfucker crystallized that shit in time. So it's like, yeah, even if 2,000 years go by, like you still can't play with me on this because why I crystallized that in time. That's why you can kill me. You can come and do whatever the fuck you may do. But that shit already crystallized in time. I already own the intellectual property over that. That's already a concept. That shit gonna reign and prevail for fucking millenniums to come. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that shit really be about. But anyways, let's get into the the actual principles of what Luciferianism is in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So if you would take a look down here in the people also ask section, right? What are Luciferian principles? The basic Luciferian principles highlight truth and freedom of will, right? Worshiping the inner self and one's ultimate potential. So when you actually get into Luciferianism and you actually do something like order what do they call that? What do they call that book? If you actually order something like the Book of the Adversary, if don't nobody know about the Book of the Adversary, matter of fact, we about to look this shit up right now just so y'all can see what the title is and all that good shit. The Book of the Adversary. Hold on, they lying to me right now. They not showing me the it's the Bible of the Adversary. That's what it's called. Share this tab instead. View tab on YouCom so that all my people can see it. Okay, so this is the book. This is one of the books that I read. Okay, this is one of the books that I read. If anybody want to order this book, you can order this book and check it out. There is some wisdom in it, and we gonna actually break down a good bit of the wisdom that is in this book. But we gonna also reveal a lot of the flunkiness and how people be misconstrued and shit, right? So that's the book. We gonna stop sharing the book. We